Jagged rocks and soft hills. Pastures, lakes and rivers distinguish the Aragon landscape in the northeast of Spain. Fruit and vegetables flourish here. Roast lamb, ham from Teruel, and battered vegetable leaves belong to the local culinary traditions. Vegetable farmer Sonia Peralta started farming organically 5 years ago.
Working the land is a part of my life. It's tough, but it gives back more than it takes.
Araceli Marzo is a passionate chef. She prefers to use regional produce from her local organic shop.
I cook vegetables every day. They are delicious and from our own soil.
Sonia works in the field every morning. Today she's harvesting green salad for Araceli's organic shop. For the past 5 years, she's been farming her vegetables in a permaculture. Vigilance and sustainability are important to her. Soil quality is top priority. The field seems a wild array of different plants, but there is order amongst the chaos. Next to plants that attract certain pests, she grows plant species that deter them. Sonia is in her early 30s and has been farming for half of her life. When her father died, she decided to give up school and take over the farm.
Our family have always been farmers. I've known the work since I was small. Of course, there's still a lot to learn. I'm always finding out new things, and how I work with the soil has changed. Growing your knowledge is the best part about this work. I always learn more.
Sonia's younger brother Jesus and his girlfriend Laura often lend a hand. Without their help, she would not be able to manage all the work herself. No fertilizers or pesticides are used in permaculture gardens. Snails are giving her some trouble this year, but she's dealing with it in her own way. Living in the country and in harmony with nature is not just an organic alternative for her.
I would like to live together with many different people who all have different professions. We could help each other out with everything we need, like a commune.
Sonia's vegetable garden is only a few kilometers from Abenfico, the village where she was born. It has a modest population of 54, mainly elderly people. Araceli is making a borage cream soup. Borage has an intense flavor of fresh green cucumber and is said to be good for skin conditions. First, the leaves need to be removed. Araceli sets the smaller leaves aside to make a dessert with later. The stems are grey and hairy.
I don't peel the borage. Not many people here do. Those that peel it are a little more sensitive. It's quicker, and more vitamins stay in the fibers if you don't peel it, which is useful if you cook with it a lot. Hi. Hi, how are you? Good. Is that enough? Yes. Have you got potatoes too? How is the vegetable garden going? Good. A lot of work. It's pretty dry. You have to water it. Here's an empty bowl.
Sonia is cooking a potato chard stew. The ingredients are fresh from her garden.
What colours? It looks like beetroot. Yes, if you don't look at the root, you wouldn't know the difference.
Swiss chard tastes a little like asparagus, the reason it's known as poor man's asparagus. Sonia is using a special technique to cut the potatoes.
I break off the potatoes. That way the starch comes out more, giving them more taste. I'm done. Good, let's put the vegetables in hot water. Just look at the colour. And the starch. Both are going red.
Araceli's husband is also a farmer and started growing his produce 5 years ago with Sonia. At first, there was a drop in their harvest, but it was worth it. He plants borage. The vegetable grows particularly well in Aragon. In Aragon, there's a big difference in temperature between nighttime and daytime. At night, it cools down. Most vegetables need that. They demand a temperature change. For the crespillos, borage leaf fritters, Araceli uses 4 eggs and whisks them with sugar, flour and milk until they become a thick mixture. At the end, she adds a touch of aniseed liqueur, adding a special flavour to the fritters. The olive oil has to be hot, and it takes skill not to let the thin crespillos burn.
The crespillos are another way of using the borage. It was usually only the stalks that were used, but then one realised that the battered and sweetened leaves taste delicious. It's a typical dessert here in Aragon. Borage cream soup can be served cold or hot. This one is straight from the oven. The other one is from this morning. Who wants it warm?
I'd like a hot one, please. Air-dried ham from Teruel and hard-boiled eggs go well with the thick soup. In the summer, Sonia and Araceli's family often eat together after a day's work in the field. The crespillos are good.
Delicious, Araceli.
In the north of Aragon, the central Pyrenees stretch to the sky, reaching over 3,500 meters. In the south, the mountain ranges of the Iberian Peninsula create a natural border. The Mediano Reservoir is also known as the Sea of Aragon. It's a mainly agricultural region. Mas de las Matas is a sleepy town in Lower Aragon. Araceli has had her organic store here for 3 years. She sells regional produce alongside the fruit and vegetables. At first, she struggled to compete with the lower price, mass-farmed produce. But now she has a loyal client base. Some even come from neighbouring towns to shop here. Sonia supplies the organic shop every day with her freshly harvested vegetables.
What else would you like?
Peppers and nuts. It's fantastic to have a shop like this in such a little village with so few people. It has everything. And the owner ensures everything is fresh. Some of the vegetables even come from her own garden.
Hasta luego.
¿En serio? Bueno, gracias.
Hola, Sonia.
Hi, Sonia. What have you bought?
Te he traído lechuga.
Salad.
Muy bien.
some borage, chard, and beetroot. What else do you need? Have you got any red potatoes for me? Yes. Early ones? The shop is important for me, otherwise all this effort would be pointless. I don't want my good produce to be transported too far and sold in a bad state, or not to reach the client at all. There'd be no point.
Entonces, al ser un poquito los bichos raros,
although we were outsiders, we had a clear vision. We wanted to cut out the middleman, so the products could be sold to the customers for a good price.
Aragon is the fourth largest area in Spain, but has very few inhabitants. It's one of the least densely populated regions in the country. In Foz Calanda, only a few kilometers from Mas de las Matas, some young people came together a few years ago to make a circus. Anyone who wants to join in is welcome. Sonia has been a member for 3 years, and today she's cooking.
Hello, Andres.
Hi.
Are you nearly ready?
Sure, you know me.
I bought some snails.
From your garden?
Yes. At least this way you know what you're eating. There's a lot. Look.
Will you clean them while I cut the onions?
Sure.
Andres and Sonia want to make a snail and vegetable stir-fry.
Look how my eyes are watering. You're cutting the onions and I'm crying.
Not a problem for me, but my grandmother says if you put an onion skin on your head, it stops the burning.
Let's see if it works. I'll try it.
It didn't work for me, but maybe you'll have more luck. Sonia put the snails in a basket for a few days to fast. Now they need to be cleaned thoroughly with salt water. See, Sonia, when you do it like this, it's quicker.
They're pretty dirty. That doesn't get them clean. And the old ones have this string that I remove.
The snails and vegetables are fried in plenty of olive oil. Alongside the salt, some small and fiery peppers are added to the pan. But you're saying no garlic?
No, because we have the hot peppers. You wouldn't taste the garlic.
It feels strange, no garlic.
Because of the peppers.
Okay. The ham from Teruel gives the vegetables a smoky aroma. The juicy grated beef tomatoes ensure there's enough liquid and a fruity flavour.
Seguimos remenando, ¿no?
Pues venga, lo añadimos a los caracoles.
Añade un poquito, ¿vale?
Muy bien.
Next time, I'll show you how I prepare snails.
Good. Next time I'll do it your way.
The acrobats meet 2 or 3 times a week when they eat and train together. They perform at village festivals and fun fairs. Every summer, there's a circus festival in Foz Calanda, which attracts hundreds of visitors. Tomorrow, they'll be performing at a medieval market. Snails are ready.
They're filled with salad from my garden. Great, snails are secreting herbs. Enjoy.
In Lower Aragon, Bajo Aragón, peaches have always been grown. Araceli's husband, Manuel, handles the sweet and juicy fruit like raw eggs. His son, Saul, is helping him. They remove 70% of the fruit so that there is a distance of 20 centimeters between the remaining peaches. These are carefully wrapped in paper bags.
The
advantage of bagging the peaches is that the insects can't get to them. There's a type of fly that stings the fruit, but in the bag they're protected. And when they're ripe, they just fall into the bag. They don't fall on the ground, so you can sell them and they don't rot. Saul started an apprenticeship as an electrician, but broke off the course. He no longer sees a future for himself in that line of work. I do this job because I like it. I'm finishing my agricultural training. With my previous job, there was no work for me here, which is why I'm doing this now. And because I enjoy being free. No one bothers me. I like that. 1,400 people live in Mas de las Matas. Many young people have left the town and moved to the bigger cities.
Hola, Saúl.
Hi, Mum.
Can you help me peel the potatoes?
Sure. Araceli and Saul are cooking for the circus in the Mas de las Matas communal bakery. They're preparing a potato and lamb dish. Araceli is dripping a sauce made from olive oil, garlic and parsley. She then sprinkles sweet paprika over the top.
We come here when I cook for a lot of people. The bakery belongs to the community and all the members can use it. The old wooden oven is great. You can't compare it to a modern cooker. The meat tastes incredible. It's from our own lamb.
Every Saturday morning, the women meet in the bakery to make their roast in the oven. The cost is €3 a pan. Saul has rubbed the peeled potatoes with salt and sweet paprika. To stop everything from burning, the rest of the garlic and parsley sauce is added to the dish. A shot of brandy gives the meat a unique, fruity and smoky aroma. Now the potato lamb needs to simmer in the wood oven for 1.5 hours. Sonia is busy distributing her vegetables.
In Molinos, there were 2 vegetable vendors who gave up. I don't know why. I was asked if I wanted to come once a week, as the old women had gotten used to their vegetable man and needed a new one. There is no shop, and they can't drive anywhere else to shop. They need someone there.
Molinos is half an hour by car from Mas de las Matas. About 300 people live here, most of them elderly. The first customers regard this new lady selling vegetables with some suspicion.
How much is it? $2.20 a kilo. Expensive, but give me a kilo. They're organic. I didn't eat organic before and I've got this old.
Las que quieras.
No llevamos bolsas ni nada, ¿verdad? Yo tengo unas. No, que los de ella sí lleva.
Sí que llevo. ¿Así? ¿Estas dos?
It's important for Sonia to sell the vegetables herself. She explains to the people why it's worth spending a few extra cents on organic and sustainably farmed fruit and vegetables. She's not quite sure yet how much success she'll have here.
1,7 kilos. Creo yo.
It went really well. I didn't expect I'd sell so much. More, I thought I'd speak with the people, that they'd ask, try the produce, and get to know my way of working. But it's a success. They buy. And because they like my things, I'm coming back here.
Y espero que les guste y así el jueves que viene pues repetiré otra vez.
Mouth-watering flavours are wafting in from the bakery in Mas de las Matas. After 1.5 hours in the wooden oven, the roasts are crispy. It's time for each woman to collect her lamb.
Así no se enfría. Hace una hora. Hasta luego. ¿Bien hecho?
It looks great. Oh, fantastic. It smells great.
Ah, this one looks good too. Is that really our lamb? So the roast doesn't get cold, Araceli and Manuel hurry to the circus camp. They're in the midst of rehearsals for the medieval fair, which begins in just a few hours.
Come on, people, here's the food.
The circus project is partly financed by the community in Teruel, as it attracts young people who are badly needed in the region. It's not often that a lamb adorns the table at the circus. Araceli cooks for them as often as she can. The meat is tender and perfect for sharing. Sonia has made a salad from her garden.
No, solo colores neutros. ¿Por qué? Porque yo qué sé.
Está bueno, está bueno.
It's delicious. Thank you, Araceli. Is it good?
Está buena, ¿eh? Pues la de hermano
No, lo que pasa, pero a mí me la han vuelto a quitar. Cada vez que tengo un nuevo aquí me lo quitas.
Amanerizado.
Sí, está.
Amanerizado.
Está aromatizado.
I seasoned it with salt, paprika, olive oil from Lower Aragon, and brandy.
Good flavors.
So we need to be there at 6:30?
¿No te acuerdas?
Yes, we need to be there 6:30 with all the stuff. We should probably eat quicker.
No, tenéis que dar otro último ensayo que no llegáis.
Every year, hundreds flock to the medieval fair in Caspe. It is a nod to the Compromise of Caspe of 1412. These were the new succession laws in Aragon that ensured peace in the region. Nowadays, the town has a population of around 10,000. It's the circus's first performance at this medieval fair.
We perform because we enjoy it. It's great doing something with people that you like. We develop the creativity within further and further. Working the land is creative for me too. I shape the land.